Hello, I'm Lonnie Scott, Chief of Police for the Gainesville Police Department. In an effort to be transparent, we have prepared this community briefing. It is intended to provide information to you, our neighbors, about the traffic stop which resulted in the injury of Mr. Terrell Bradley. We understand that this incident has brought forth many emotions, and our neighbors have questions about how Mr. Bradley lost an eye during his apprehension. We stand by our commitment to be fully transparent and share information as we are able. You're about to see relevant video footage and learn about the police procedure employed during this incident in an effort to provide you with a better understanding of what actually occurred. In order to provide some background for the increase in police presence in the area, we have been in communications with the community members who are concerned about the violent crime that is occurring in and around the apartment complex of Sweetwater Square Apartments, which is located at 3501 Northeast 15th Street, where the traffic violation occurred. From January 1st to July 10th, 2022, there have been 373 calls for service at the apartment complex to include 8 shots fired calls, 2 armed robbery calls, 29 suspicious incidents, and 2 individuals being shot by a firearm. In our community policing model, we engage our neighbors in problem solving when an issue is brought to our attention. With the increase in calls for service in this area, along with the support of the community, the Gainesville Police Department has directed the officers assigned in this area to be more visible and proactive in regards to violent crime. This effort includes an increase in traffic enforcement. This is our typical response to action plans which are developed in concert with our neighbors. In the city of Gainesville, we have seen an increase in violent crime and the number of homicides. We have lost family, friends, and neighbors, to include children. From January 1st through August 13th, 2022, we have responded to 103 calls for service for verified shots fired in our community. We have asked our law enforcement officers to focus on violent crime through high visibility proactive policing. During this same time frame in 2022, the results of these efforts citywide include 251 firearms seized by law enforcement officers at GPD. That's more than 1 gun seized every day. When an individual who illegally possesses a firearm runs from the police and hides in an area occupied by residents, we are obligated to search for that individual to ensure the safety of the community. Our commitment to provide a safe environment for all our neighbors to live and work in. In regards to the investigation, incidents of this nature require the Gainesville Police Department Internal Affairs Division conduct a thorough investigation, which typically requires investigators to interview multiple witnesses, view numerous hours of video footage, and analyze significant amounts of evidence. This video will address the traffic stop and the subsequent use of the K9 unit. The images in this video are dynamic and involve some sensitive material. Viewer discretion is advised, especially for young children and sensitive viewers.
Hello, my name is Corporal Joseph Castor with the Gainesville Police Department. This debriefing is created to provide you with information about the traffic stop that resulted in the apprehension of Mr. Terrell Bradley. This incident occurred on July 10th, 2022 at Eden Park Apartments, which is located at 1330 Northeast 39th Avenue at approximately 10:39 p.m. You're about to see relevant video footage and learn about police procedures related to the case so you can have a better understanding of the incident. In describing the incident, Officer Andrew Millman observed the vehicle, a red Chrysler 300, leave the parking lot of Sweetwater Square Apartments located at 3501 Northeast 15th Street without yielding to traffic prior to exiting the parking lot of the complex. According to Florida State Statute 316-125, the driver of a vehicle emerging from an alley, building, private road, or driveway within a business or residence district shall stop the vehicle immediately prior to driving onto a sidewalk or onto the sidewalk area extending across the alley, building entrance, road, or driveway, or in the event there is no sidewalk area, shall stop at the point nearest the street to be entered where the driver has a view of approaching traffic thereon and shall yield to all vehicles and pedestrians, which are so close thereto as to constitute an immediate hazard. The vehicle is captured by 2 cameras from 2 different angles within the apartment complex, leaving the property. One of the cameras is significantly darker than the other. The camera shows the red Chrysler not coming to a complete stop before leaving the parking lot. Notice the 2 subsequent vehicles that do come to a complete stop prior to entering the roadway. Officer Millman activated his lights and siren at the intersection of 3900 Northeast 15th Street. The vehicle turned west on Northeast 39th Avenue and then into the parking lot of Eden Park Apartments. The vehicle continued to travel through the parking lot at a slow rate of speed and did not immediately stop. The vehicle came to a stop inside of Eden Park Apartments by Building 2. The traffic stop is recorded on the body-worn camera by the officer conducting the stop. Body-worn cameras assigned to all officers at the Gainesville Police Department. They are worn at chest level to get an image perspective with line of sight. Upon activation, both audio and video will turn on. The camera's buffer provides 1 minute of video without audio prior to activation. This feature is designed to capture incidents that occurred suddenly where the officer does not immediately activate the camera. Here's the body-worn camera footage from the officer involved in this traffic stop. During the traffic stop, Officer Millman observed a bag of cannabis on the center console and the smell of cannabis emanating from the vehicle. Mr. Bradley was observed reaching under the seat repeatedly and was given verbal commands to keep his hands in plain sight. Due to Mr. Bradley's behavior and officer safety, Officer Millman asked him to step out of the vehicle.
Do me a favor, because you act nervous, hop out for me. When you hop out, just face the vehicle for me, alright?
I'm making nervous, bro.
You good.
I'm making nervous.
Nope. Stop. 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 Double running. Bravo 5 is going out towards 39.
The vehicle's driver and sole occupant exited the vehicle per the officer's direction. The individual tensed up, struck the officer with an elbow, and fled the scene into the complex with the officer chasing him on foot. Here's the body-worn camera of Officer Ethan Seaver, who searches the vehicle.
There ain't shit in there.
A whole bunch of wallets in here.
You don't have anything else?
Nothing under that seat?
No.
And what about in that sunglass case?
Nothing. It was a baggie, empty baggie. Ask Millman if he saw 19 Foxtrot.
Mike or Foxtrot. All we have is some 19 Mike in the car.
Nothing there.
Gainesville copy of that driver's license.
Ah, found it.
Signal 0. Alright, we got a signal 0 under the front driver's seat. CCF. Is it in a case?
No. I gotta try and get it.
Alright,
While multiple units responded to the scene, officers searched the vehicle where a loaded handgun with an extended magazine was located in between the driver's seat and the center console. The firearm was visible underneath the driver's seat. Officer Millman confirmed the identity of Bradley as the driver of the vehicle. After a routine check of the driver's license, it was determined that Bradley was a convicted felon and cannot legally possess a firearm. Also, Bradley did not have a concealed weapons permit to allow him to carry a concealed weapon. The Combined Communications Center also provided confirmation that the firearm was stolen. At this time, with the presence of a firearm, the multiple felony charges, and the potential that the individual could be armed, the decision was made to call a K9 unit. The K9 unit can only be deployed for criminal apprehensions for specific felony crimes listed in their manual. According to the K9 policy, a K9 handler may release the dog to make an apprehension to include several felony acts. For this instance, the K9 manual criteria cites the K9 is authorized to track for any felony which involves the use or threat of physical force or violence against any individual. Policy also states an example of this is if the failure to apprehend the subject poses an imminent danger of serious bodily harm or death to the general public or a law enforcement officer. In 2021, we deployed the K9 unit, which includes 5 dogs, for a total of 129 times. Of the 129 deployments, the unit had 12 bites as a result. When the K9 officer arrived on scene, 38 minutes had elapsed since Mr. Bradley fled from the officer who conducted the traffic stop. Mr. Bradley remained concealed in the bushes along Building 5 while the complex was covered by many uniformed officers and police vehicles with their emergency lights activated. Here's the body-worn camera from K9 officer Josh Muir. When the K9 unit is deployed, as with any K9 track involving a potential armed subject whose location is unknown, a 15-foot leash is utilized to allow the dog to track and establish some distance from the subject for officer safety. Due to a potentially armed individual within the complex, we continue to search for this individual to ensure the safety of the residents in the apartment complex.
Hey, show me your hands, bro. Show me your hands. Show me your hands. Come out to me. Come out to me. Dog's not coming off to you. Come out to me. Come out to me.
He got me, bro. I'm done. I'm done.
Come out to me.
Get the dog, bro. Get the dog. Oh, get the dog. Get the dog. Get the dog. Get the dog. Oh, get the dog, bro. Get the dog, man.
Yep.
Get the dog. He got my finger. He got my finger, bro. He got my finger. He ripped my finger off, bro. He ripped my finger. He ripped my finger. He ripped my finger. Oh, bro. Get your fucking dog.
Put your hand behind your back.
Live.
Put your dog.
Behind your back.
Live.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Bro, your dog ripped my arm. Bro, your dog ripped my arm, bro. Bro, your dog ripped my eye out, bro. Bro, your dog ripped my eye out, bro.
Give me the arm.
My arm is up, bro. Your dog ripped my eye out, bro. Bro, your dog ripped my eye out, bro.
Brad, call for EMS.
Oh my God. Bro, your dog ripped my eye out, bro. Your dog ripped my fucking eye out. Bro, your dog ripped my fucking eye out, bro.
Well, shouldn't run the police.
All right, we're good.
Bro, your dog ripped my eye out, bro.
You want me to grab the leash or you?
Bro, your dog ripped my eye out.
I'll let him attempt it.
Bro, your dog ripped my eye out.
Help quickly get him up. Put some gloves on.
Bro, your dog ripped my fucking eye out, bro.
Hey, I got the light. Brett, we need EMS now. His eye is out.
Bro, my eye is fucking out, bro. Your dog ripped my fucking eye out, bro.
All right, roll over on your side.
I can't.
3, 2, Ricky. Yep. 1.
Oh my fucking God, bro. I can't open my
Alright.
fucking eye.
You can stand. Your
I
legs
can't open
work.
my eye, bro.
All right. You're gonna sit up on your butt.
Bro,
Ready?
your fucking dog ripped my
All
eye
right. 3, 2, 1.
I got you.
Bro, get your dog, bro. Bro, your dog
You're
ripped
gonna
my
stand
eye
up on
out.
your feet now. All right.
I can't fucking see,
You're
bro.
gonna stand up on your feet. Your feet work.
Oh my fucking God.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Stand. Stand. Come on.
We're gonna sit you down, and we got an ambulance coming.
Bro, your dog ripped my eye out, bro.
Mikey, you do this one.
Bro, your dog ripped my fucking eye, bro.
I got you.
Bro, your dog ripped my fucking eye, bro.
Come on.
I
Walk
can't
forward.
open my fucking eye, bro.
All right. Pick this foot up high.
Come on, buddy.
Come on. You gotta walk.
Bro, your dog ripped my fucking eye.
All right. Well, we're gonna get you to the ambulance. So walk. Come on.
Oh my God.
We'll sit him down right here.
Bro, your dog ripped my fucking eye, bro. Bro, your dog ripped my eye. I can't see. I can't see.
Sit down.
Sit down.
Bro, I can't see, bro.
Sit down, buddy.
All the ink parts of the fork back there.
That's why
Go, Marshall. I'll sit him down.
Yep.
Come on.
I can't see, bro.
Cross your legs for me, all right?
I can't see, bro.
Clean up. I'll watch it. No, you can get that
Bro, I
off.
can't see, bro.
Nah, we'll get that in a minute.
Hey, Rip, cross his legs for me.
Bro, he ripped my eye, bro. Bro, the dog bit me in my eye.
Just let him rest on your.
Yeah.
On your knee.
Bro, the dog bit me in my eye.
In summary of what you just watched, 45 minutes after the foot chase, the K9 responded to the scene and tracked to the location of Bradley, where he was apprehended in the bushes along the side of Building 5. Officers moved in immediately to secure Bradley in handcuffs. Officers quickly requested EMS to the scene via our radio. Within a minute of the first request for EMS, the officers requested EMS respond hot to the scene due to Bradley's eye injury. A hot response is requested when the injuries are significant and the injured person needs medical attention in an expedited fashion. They repeatedly explained that EMS or the ambulance was en route and they would be at his location soon.
Bro, dog bit my fucking eye, bro.
We got EMS coming, man.
See if he's got Ripley's and somebody's keys.
My car's out of the way. It should
I
be in the
can't
parking
fucking
spot.
see, bro.
The ambulance is coming, my man.
Just breathe.
I can't fucking
Relax.
see, bro.
Just breathe and relax. The EMS is coming.
I can't fucking see, bro.
Officers assisted Bradley by providing support to keep him upright and conscious until EMS arrived.
Hold him up so he doesn't fall asleep.
Keep talking.
Come on, man. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up.
Hey, bro, the dog ate my eye, bro.
Rest your head on my knee, bro.
Hands here, just straighten me. I got gloves on. Just straighten me.
You sure?
Bro, the dog ate my eye, bro.
Yep, I know he did.
Do you have gloves on you?
No, I don't.
Oh, shit, bro.
Corporal Steeman provided Bradley with water upon request.
I can't see, bro. My eye, the dog ate my eye, bro. I can't see.
There you go. He's gonna here you go. Waterfall you some water. Ready?
Open your mouth.
Okay.
They continued to explain that EMS was on the way to Bradley. Officers cleared their vehicles out of the park lot so EMS would be able to pull up to their location and provide medical assistance. EMS arrived and put Bradley on the stretcher.
He said he can't stand, so we're gonna have to look.
We can all grab a leg.
Ready?
Hold on. Somebody grab the leg. Yeah. Pick him up.
Y'all want us to put the cuffs to the stretcher?
Yes, whatever y'all, it's your protocol.
It doesn't matter to us.
Alright, sit up for me, buddy. I'm gonna take this stuff off you, okay?
That's what we're working on. He's gonna go to the stretcher. I meant, they'll cuff him to the stretcher.
There you go.
Bradley was transported to UF Health Shands for treatment. The officer stayed with Mr. Bradley for the time of the incident until a doctor was providing medical care in the hospital. He was subsequently transported to a specialty hospital in Tampa, Florida. Ensuring that Bradley got immediate medical attention was the highest priority of the officers on scene. In review of the body-worn camera videos, several questions arose regarding inappropriate laughing by officers while on scene. The laughing in both circumstances involved officers talking about themselves and had nothing to do with Mr. Bradley. Although the officers' interactions did not have anything to do with Mr. Bradley's situation or injury, it was clearly not an appropriate time and place to be laughing during this call for service. In summary of the incident involving Mr. Bradley, you have just watched several videos from that night. In order to be transparent, we have prepared the incident reports, videos, and evaluation reports of this incident for release to our community.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this briefing. I hope its contents were helpful to you in understanding what occurred during this incident. We remain devoted to being fully transparent in everything we do. The Gainesville Police Department is committed to working in concert with our community to build trust, respect, and a sense of community that works together to identify and resolve issues in our neighborhoods. Consequently, we hired an outside consultant, V2 Global, to review this incident and the K9 policy of the Gainesville Police Department. This is to provide an independent review of this incident with an agency not affiliated with the Gainesville Police Department. The results of the investigation conducted by V2 include this statement from their report. The traffic stop, response to resistance, search, and the use of police K9 for search resulted in the apprehension of Mr. Bradley was in compliance with the Gainesville Police Department policy and the protocols and within the law enforcement industry standards for the use of police K9 in this situation. A separate investigation was completed by the Gainesville Police Department's Internal Affairs Division. It was determined that the police department's K9 was deployed in accordance with department policy and procedures. There were no violations of policy or the law in the deployment of the K9 in this incident. To conclude, we have provided this video to give you an account of the incident with the relevant facts. In review of the Internal Affairs and V2 Global report, although the apprehension resulted in injury, the deployment of the police K9 was within GPD policy and guidelines. Along with this short video, we are providing the entire body-worn camera video from this incident, the incident and arrest reports, the Internal Affairs report, and V2 Global report for the public to review. We at the Gainesville Police Department will continue to be transparent about this incident and any incident we are involved in. In every response to resistance technique utilized, injury is possible, but it's never the intent of our officers to injure anyone we encounter. Regrettably, Mr. Bradley was significantly injured. Understandably, Mr. Bradley and his family are significantly impacted. We are empathetic with the challenges that Mr. Bradley is facing during his recovery. Thank you for your time.